Today in the grain markets, soybeans were steady. The no news is good news kind of thing basically stalled the market out. Now, China imports are slowing and the US dollar is very strong, so that's kind of put a lid on the market somewhat. It looks like that $14 mark has become kind of a resistance number, even though we were able to get above it just a few sessions ago. The market's kind of just stuck right here. The CVOL right now is 33.3%, which is still pretty strong, and I think it's indicative of where we are as far as price-wise goes. I think that the implied volatility in the November is up a bit, just showing some strength. The open interest also is relatively steady. It's been a little bit choppy really since the July went off the board, but no one isn't exiting at a big rate at this point right now. Now the corn did stay firm as well. I think that the weather is stressing the crop somewhat. We're still a quarter cent from completely filling that gap that was set back on the 2nd of July, which I think is kind of interesting that we haven't been able to go ahead and fill that. Now the biofuel mandate requirement has been kind of postponed by the Biden administration, so we would have thought that kind of bearish news might really press the corn market, but it hasn't actually. The trend is still sideways right now, but I think that bodes well for the market as it is. But I think it's important not to go to sleep here at this point. The CVOL in the corn is up a little bit, up to 39.6%. I think that just tells you that we've got a little bit of interest in the market still. So, time will tell. And as we get more into the critical stage, I think that we'll perhaps see some movement in the market. And I think that's something to watch going forward. Now, wheat is also rising. I think hot and dry weather in the growing areas, specifically the Pacific Northwest, in the northern plains, the Dakotas are really hot. Canada, wheat crop is really suffering as well. I mean, they've had 100 plus temperatures that they've really never seen. So even as the harvest was coming in, they can see that it was not doing very well. Right now, the futures were up to 7, 10 and 3/4, and I think that it's back to where prices that we haven't seen since May. So really, wheat is kind of like quietly leading the way here. That's something to be watching going forward. The CVOL on the wheat right now is 38.5%, and open interest is starting to creep up a little bit higher. So we're going to watch that. I mean, pretty much grain fundamentals are really back on the front burner, and Mother Nature is driving this market.